Morning, young man. What's going on, Mr. Rick? I just had an early morning thought about reparations. That word keep popping up. Everybody's talking about reparations. So I said, let me play and chime in on that. What does that mean to me? I think about when they said, okay, well, we're going to give these cats 40 acres and a mule. Back then, it was supposed to be, I think it was like some beachfront property in South Carolina or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off what I heard because I have not researched it. But thinking about the beachfront property out here in California, you know, at today's value, if they said, you know what, we owe them 40 acres and a mule, beachfront property. I look at anywhere you go in California, beachfront property runs you probably $1 million. $1 million for a little piece of land. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, 15,000 square foot of land. And that's a lot. That's a lot, seeing that most houses by the beach is built on 6,000 square foot to 8,000. So we're going to round it off and just say, round it up, say like 15,000, because I've seen some nice parcels in Palos Verdes for that I've been looking at, and they running about 1.2 million. You know, that's the area I be in a lot, so I just use that for an example. But either way it go, everything in California, South Bay, California, is expensive. So if they're going to give us 40 acres and most parcel lots in the beach areas that's for sale are only 15,000 square feet, hypothetically speaking, 1 acre makes 43,560 square feet. So it would take 3 lots, rounded up, at $1 million a piece, hypothetically speaking. So that's $3 million per acre. So 40 acres times $3 million. How you doing? That's like $120 million just in land alone. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just in land alone, 120 million. 4, 8, 12. Out here with my early morning walking people. So yeah, that's like a lot of land, expensive. So that'll be real interesting to see that. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Fine, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. See my early morning walking people out here. The retired folks. Boy, I tell you, I remember when I was running my business, I would always see people at the park. Every morning I get up and go drop my daughter off at school, and I'd be on my way to my shop. I would sit at the corner and look in the park, and I would see all these people walking around the park, you know, just walking, getting their walk on. I used to always say, man, I wish I could do that. I'm like driving a $60,000 truck, got thousands in my pocket, but I can't even afford to go walking every morning because my life is too hectic. What was that about, y'all? Money ain't worth it if you can't enjoy the money. Don't never put yourself in a situation where you can't enjoy the money you making. Can you believe that, y'all? People used to look at me like, you got it made. You the man, you got it going on. But I'm like, dude, people be like, you want to go golfing? I'll be like, shit, I don't got time. I got to be at the shop at 6 and 7 in the morning to build these cars because I'm behind. You know, I'm staying till 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I can't even do the simple things. Cats be like, we going to Jamaica for 2 weeks. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. I ain't never did that type of stuff back in those days. I had too much money coming in, too much work, too much business stuff going on to leave for a while. And people I would go to like Lake Havasu, to the house out there, and cats be like, I stay one extra day, and it would seem like the whole world be falling down because cats ain't seen my face. They want their car. So, I don't put yourself in a situation. I'll put it like this, y'all. I train people up and I let them know, yeah, you want to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. You want to make some money, but all money ain't good money. Do not put yourself in a situation where you can't enjoy the money. It don't make no. I remember my partners was telling me they just got back from Mexico from the Playboy Jazz Festival, and these cats had jobs, basic jobs, $15 an hour, and they be like, man, we got a package of $2,000, all inclusive round trip. I was like, damn, I ain't never did nothing like that, but I got more than $2,000 in my pocket right now, So I say it again. What's up, Shananu? I say, man, Jarrell, what's up, my brother? King Ed. I say, man, don't put yourself in no situation where you making so much money that you cannot enjoy the money. It is not worth it. Simple things like walking. So people be looking at me right now, be like, man, you be walking every morning and stuff like that. You be golfing on Tuesday mornings and all of that. When you gonna go back to work? When you gonna start back doing this and doing that? Why you don't schedule nothing bright and early in the morning? I'm like, man, I'm enjoying myself. Because I always wanted to go walking. Simple things like that, dude. I did not have the simple things in my life because I was too busy making money. So what I realized, I think money was making me back then. Now, I'm doing me. I'm trying to enjoy myself and get my health and wealth on. So then we get back down to business. But yeah, I was just thinking about that reparations piece. Man, you talking about 15,000 square foot pieces of land or less. I seen pieces of land by the beach, 6,000 square feet. So at 6,000 square foot, and that's $1 million a piece of land too. What's up, you guys? Can you guys tell me what does beachfront property in your area cost? Have y'all priced that? I know everybody's screaming about reparations. If you read the document like they explained it to me, it said that was beachfront property, which back in those days, it wasn't worth no money. Because the country had not grown so much to the point where they had people living down in South Carolina in that area or something, hypothetically speaking. So there was not, I don't know if it was south or north, but there was not nobody on that land. So it was worthless. Wasn't enough people to be going down, migrating that far down. So they were like, give them that beachfront land way down there where nobody's at. Now they like, whoa, that's beachfront property. We can't get that away. That's worth too much money. We give them that land. They turn around and sell it. They be really rich. So what I noticed, the major gameplay is just like in real estate. When they foreclose on everybody's houses, when they did them foreclosures and started stealing people's houses, the banksters, they what the hell was I finna say? Oh, too many people started filing lawsuits, so they got smart. Exactly. That's right. Santa Monica land about 3 to 5 million, and that's mainly right now because of the Google guys and all them. What's his name? Steven Spielberg was out there buying all the land up for real. So that land out there, that's the tech capital out there right about now. That land gonna be worth so much more in the future. But they over there fighting. They fighting for that land. But the tech capital going on. So that's super prime real estate. So I tell y'all like this, you own land or real estate in the South Bay, don't sell it. Hold on. You better hold on. I don't care how much you finna make. You better develop it. Call me up. Call my boy Jarrell on here. Let's develop it, because y'all leaving way too much money on the table. I notice that people don't like talking to me. When I go into these meetings and they find out what I know, they don't like me talking because it's like, this cat knows too much. Let's get him out the room. Let's get out of the conversation. Let's postpone this meeting because he knows this money. He knows what this money is about, this real estate prices. So, looking at most properties, most pieces of land here in the South Bay, it's only 6,000 square feet. They building on top of each other, y'all. And them lots is going for $1 million. So it's a gang of land. It's probably 6 pieces of property into making up 1 acre. So now we talking about, if we go with these smaller lots like Malibu, they sitting stacked on top of each other. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. That's 7 pieces of land. That's 7 pieces of land at 6,000 square feet. That makes up an acre, y'all. So that's $7 million an acre. That's $7 million per acre at 6,000 square feet each, which is what Malibu is at, and a lot of these other cities. So my point is, they ain't trying to give up that land. I don't see that. Oh, but getting back to the point, the banksters, they told the government, they said, you know what? They suing us. Everybody's suing us. These cats, we took their $400,000 houses, so we're gonna take them. So since everybody's suing us, why don't you make them form a class action lawsuit and put all the lawsuits together in one? So these cats, give me the thumbs up. All right, I'm back. Y'all, okay, we got a better signal. So what they did is they made everybody in the lawsuits joined them together in a class action lawsuit. So all of a sudden, when they all came together, where people had lost $200,000 and they were entitled to their $200,000 plus attorney fees back, they turned around and merged all these cats together into a class action lawsuit and gave out this lump sum of money. And we talking about the people barely got $30,000 back. So don't get involved. I don't see that hat. That don't work out, y'all. Don't do that. If they turn around with these reparations and say, oh, we're gonna put it together in a class action lawsuit and give everybody $2,000 a month. I heard a rumor about it. Hadn't researched it, y'all, but I just heard a rumor. So I said, you know what? You be selling yourself short, leaving millions and leaving billions on the table if you do that. You better fight individually, but together at the same time. Communication is everything. We got to work together. Signing them papers tomorrow, you're not going to tell what you got. We got to start communicating, y'all, because if we don't know what other people are going through, we're not going to know what we might go through one day. So that's why communication is important. And these class action lawsuits is designed to give us less money, because what they did was, instead of giving all the money to the people who deserved it, they turned around and said, we're going to give them $2 billion. And then most of it's going to go to nonprofits to educate people on real estate. Well, who you think own the nonprofits? The banks. That was theirs. Or that was their people that was working under them. So they put all this money in the community, and people still don't know nothing about no real estate. They don't know nothing about how to buy it. They don't know nothing about the understanding of what they need to do. So I say that to say, we can't afford to keep waiting till our children go to college before we teach them about real estate. What up, Mr. Tony Be Conscious, the baddest t-shirt man in the game? I got mine on right now. Rocking that, that's right. But we can't afford to wait for our children to go to college before they start learning about stuff, because they don't teach real estate generally in college. You got to take that. And even these real estate agents, I train them every day. They don't know nothing about no investments. They know how to buy and sell. That's it. They don't know how to pick a good piece of land. They don't know how to pick what house looks the best on a form of a future profit. They selling property based on the fact that Oh, it's worth 300. You better buy it now. Now is a good time. That's not an education. It's not always a good time to buy. Yeah, they are, Kev. Man, that Turner movie, I'm kind of cool on them slave movies, yo. You know, it's like, why they piling us up with them? I already know how they rebelled and all that. It just seemed like they trying to pump us up, Tone. You know what I'm saying? Why they keep showing us back-to-back slave movies? Why they don't show us some movies where brothers made wealth? Show us the story of homeboy from FUBU, how he came up, whatever brother name is from FUBU. Show us the story of how these cats is making money currently today selling apps. I just found out about family property, and the fight is already on. Yeah, we always been kings. We still are kings. I know I'm a king and a guy. So it's all about, do you know it? Why you think they hate us so much? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself that. Why you think they shooting brothers down in the street, putting them in jail and taking them, stealing their stuff? Because they know these kings, these cats will be, we got the brains of leaders. We are the true leaders around here, and they know that. So it boils down to it, if they let us go unbothered to where we're able to do what we want to do and make money freely without problems or any harassment, without giving us racism to where we can't get loans and all that stuff, then they know they'll be working for us. They know we'll be filing lawsuits to sue them for all the gold and all the property they stole from our ancestors in Africa. We'll kick them out of Africa and say we want all our land back. We want all the property you stole. We want all our ancestors' bodies back. Their gold that was in their tombs. So they don't want that. They don't want that. But you know what, y'all? That's another day. Right now, the economy is so crazy. If you're not on your game, y'all, if you're not learning about real estate investments or creating your own apps or selling your intellectual property in an effort to make billions of dollars, you're setting yourself up for a failure, and you're going to continue to be shuffled around this country because they're gentrifying black communities everywhere. They got gentrified in the Bronx, New York. They got gentrified they're being gentrified currently in Los Angeles. They've been gentrified in DC. Everywhere I go, every time I turn around, somebody's calling me, telling me they're gentrifying my community. But you know what, y'all? It's not just the black communities. I go to Redondo Beach, and you got people up there, houses is worth $800,000, but they only, 1,500 square feet, and they being gentrified because cats is coming in there, giving them the $800,000 and tearing down them houses and putting up $4 million houses. You see what I'm saying? So they got to bounce. They got to go too. So it boils down to it. We can't keep complaining about it. We got to learn the game. That's why I keep talking about it, y'all. If you're not learning about real estate investments, how to identify a piece of land, how to design blueprints to put a house on it, to put a strip mall on it, to put some commercial real estate, you tripping. If you currently in business, yeah, real estate investments. Yeah, it don't take long to make up our minds. You got to learn the game, man. When you figure out a problem, real estate's too high. That's a problem. Do you run or do you put yourself in a better situation? I remember these cats saying, I pray the gas prices is going to come down. Dude, I pray I make more money so I don't have to worry about the gas prices. If that's the case, if you're going to pray for something that makes sense. What you going to pray for the gas to come down for? Pray your income go through the roof. I pray the real estate go down. Y'all pray too much, man. Y'all better start acting. Hope I ain't offending nobody, but then at the same time, I hope I do. You know, they be telling me I can't be saying this. You gonna make less. You ain't gonna make no money. You keep saying stuff like that. So I ain't tripping. The facts what need to be said need to be said. Y'all need to know. Y'all people putting their children in school to learn stuff that don't make no sense, that they ain't never gonna benefit from. We need people in school to learn how to build houses, to learn how to design houses, architects, land developers, investors. We need people that learn how to do landscaping on large scales that can come in and put palm trees in the front yard, and I don't know if y'all know, but these palm trees right here, y'all see them trees? That tree worth for easy $20,000, y'all. When I was building houses up in Palmdale, I was buying baby palm trees, $10,000 a piece. Cats was like, oh, I need 20 of them. Yeah, palm tree guy's a millionaire. That's why they be stealing them in LA. Every time somebody loses a house in LA, somebody mysteriously pops up and digs up the palm tree. You see the money it take to dig up a palm tree? It'd be like $3,000, $4,000 worth of labor and so can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Okay. Yeah, we gotta put our children in classes that they can benefit from today. What's going on in the world that's making money today? What are people making money off of today? Real estate. We need more real estate agents that know what they're doing, that knows about an investment, that can spot a good deal, that can spot an emerging area, that not only just knows that these houses are going up, they know why the houses are going up. So they need to take my investment class, the Eye of an Investor, so that they can come back and say, oh, this is a great neighborhood for us to buy in because Google just moved into the area. Because SpaceX just moved into the area. We need to go over there and buy that area up, y'all, because their employees are making $300,000 and up. So if we turn around and come together and go over there and start buying that real estate, today we might be paying $600,000 and $700,000 a piece, but tomorrow we be selling for $4 and $5 million a piece. You know what I'm saying? You got to just learn how to see that stuff. So we need people who know how to build houses. We need to teach our young people how to design houses, architects. We need people who know. We need to teach our young people how to work on our cars. I see all of us got these beautiful cars. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. We got nicer cars in the black communities than we have in places like Beverly Hills and Malibu. I'm sorry, in Palos Verdes, where I used to live at. What do I mean by that? When I come to LA, I see nothing but Jags and brand new Jag 4-doors. I see brand new S550s rolling up and down the block in abundance. Brand new 750 BMW 650s and all of that. But when I go to Palos Verdes, when I was living out there, all I saw was Priuses and Camrys and Corollas. And if I saw Benzes, the majority of them was old. Now don't get me twisted and wrong. When I used to go up, when I would look and see every now and then, I see a Bentley going by. I see a Rolls Royce or Lamborghini every blue moon. Every blue moon. But out here, I expect to see the best cars out here. And then you got to ask yourself, who got the most money? What is the first book we could get today, Mr. Tony B? That's a good question because I ain't no big reader. I'm a writer. I'm more of a creator. I ain't never really researched too many other people, but we working on what type of book you looking for, Tony? In real estate? Honestly, not too many people are talking about it the way I know it. So if anything, you'd be better off getting my DVDs. land development and stuff like that, where I talk about the real estate and break it down in details. So that's the purpose why I started making it, because I see people are teaching us how to flip houses. Flip houses, you making a little money, you leaving more money on the table. I call when I say people flipping houses, I call them people, they spend $1 million to make 100,000, but people who building houses spend 100,000 to make $1 million. So I'm the only person really teaching that. You don't see too many construction classes where people teaching you the game of land development. I'm the first person who started doing that. So if anything, I recommend people buy my DVDs and my lectures and things like that, attend my webinars, because that's where the money is. I'm talking about stuff that we're going to create wealth from. I'm not trying to make you rich. I'm trying to make you wealthy. I'm trying to create long term. Yeah. That's right, Tony B. Taking thousands and turn it into millions. How do you do that? People say that's not possible. How do you do that? That's very possible. You got to ask yourself, if you got land sitting in the middle of nowhere that no one wants, that means it's going to be cheap. Even if it says $10,000 on it, and then all of a sudden you buy it for $10,000. Well, check this out. What happens if, that city that land is in for $10,000, what happens if no one's living there? It's population 10,000 people. That's why you were able to get that big piece of land for 10,000. Well, guess what? What happens when people start moving to those areas in mass numbers, like 50,000 people move in? They're going to have to start accommodating those people and building apartment buildings, building houses, building shopping centers and strip malls and things like that. New car dealers are going to come, Home Depots are going to come, people like that, because they're going to have to develop the land to accommodate all those people. So what happened to your little piece of $10,000 piece of land? All of a sudden it jumps up to $1 million. You hear me? And that don't take no 50 years, 100 years. That'll happen overnight. All you got to do is find these areas that's developing. You guys ever heard of the word called gentrification? I tell people all the time, all you got to do is follow the people. I call that follow the money. When you follow the black people where they going, that's where the money's going. We got all the damn money. We the ones who's spending the money. So I'd rather take my little $10,000, my little $1,000, buy me a piece of land in the middle of nowhere in the way of progress, meaning they're gentrifying black folks to this area. So that's the area I want to go buy land in. I don't want this high-ass land, excuse my language, here in LA where they over here fighting over the land. They're spending millions of dollars for a little 6,000 square foot of land. I want to go down there where I could go out there and make $100 payment a month on a piece of land. You know what I'm saying? Where if not today, by tomorrow, it's going to be worth more money. I own some land in Palmdale where my house was. I had a ranch house in Palmdale behind the Antelope Valley Mall in 2004. Do you know I bought some land in that neighborhood too? My house went from $400,000 to $1 million in a year and a half. My piece of land went from 45,000 to 400 and something thousand in a year and a half. Why did it go up so fast? I know that sounds crazy, but why did it go up so fast? Because they were building custom homes in my neighborhood. When I moved in that neighborhood, the biggest house in that neighborhood was 4,900 square feet. Man, when I tell you they started building houses 6,000 square feet, one story, and on a normal, they were building 45 square foot houses. Every time a house closes escrow and they revalue the neighborhood, my house went up. So I was making like $20,000 a month because of all the construction that was going on. So how does that happen? What does that mean? When your house closes escrow, when they build a house from the ground up and it closes escrow, and let's say it sold for 400, the next person that comes through and sells their house, they're going to say, well, he got 400. Mine was a little better than his. I got a new kitchen. So he's going to say, I want 420. Then the next person is going to say, she got 420. Well, I want 450. So that's how it goes. Then the next person is going to say, well, hell, I got a swimming pool. I want 5. And then they're going to look at these prices and say, wow, the last one sold for 5. So before you know it, This is happening weekly. Houses are closed in escrow. So that turns around to say that in a 6 months, 7 months, you may have 200,000-300,000. So that's why I say in a year and a half, my property quadrupled through the roof. So that's how you make money on fast growing, developing areas. We got to get out of the mindset of, oh, I'm going to buy a house. We got to get into the mindset of, I'm going to build my own house. You see what I'm saying? Why is that? You know what the difference between the house that you purchase and the house that you buy? If you purchase a house, 10 times out of 10 is upside down because too many people are bidding on it. So therefore, you're going to get a house with no equity. Now, if you if you build your own house, you're going to make money off that house because guess what? Okay, hold on. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Uh-oh. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. All right, y'all hear me now? Yeah, it boils down to if you're buying a house, you're most likely not going to have any equity because you bid the house through the roof. They put the houses in LA up on the market for sale for $400,000 because that's what it's worth. All of a sudden it sells for $500,000. There is no equity in that property. Now here's a twist to that. You turn around and buy a piece of land and build your own house. Now you're going to have equity in that house, meaning you may end up with, depending on the area, weak signal. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Again, if you build a house, you're going to have equity in it. Depending on the area, you can have, if you've done it right. You can't just go and find you a developer and say, hey, I want to build a house over here. He's going to look at the prices of the houses in the neighborhood and say, whoa, those houses are going for $800,000 or $900,000. So if we put a brand new house in that neighborhood, it's going to be at least worth about $900,000, $1 million. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to tell them, give me $800,000, even though he can build that house for $350,000. Y'all hear me? He can probably build it for $350,000. So my point is, we got to start becoming our own contractors like my brother Jarrell did. You know what I'm saying? Be our own contractors and make our children take these classes or take our own classes and learn how to build our own houses. And we'll have equity in our properties so that we can start selling brand new houses, walking away with $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 and $1 million each house. Anybody on here making $1 million a year? You could do that in selling houses, not flipping houses. Why do I say that? You can't find enough houses to flip, but you can find enough land to buy land to build houses on. You can buy land. You can buy 4 or 5 pieces of land at one time and build 5 houses at one time and sell each house and make $300,000 and $400,000 off each house. You see what I'm saying? So we need to be teaching our children how to do that. I teach those classes on how to build houses and land develop and things like that. How to get the mindset of a developer, how to deal with these contractors, how to deal with the cats that's selling the materials to build a house. You know, how to deal with in land, how to find cheap land. You know, these are things and you don't have to wait till college. I got people dropping off their, lady told me the other day, she said, my 10-year-old son he took your webinar. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Now he's asking her more questions that she doesn't have the answers to. So she realized the need to put the money to the side and say, TJ, how much is your coaching? He's asking way more questions. He's out of my league because he's taking your webinar, and now that's open. You've unlocked his brain. He's asking me too many questions that I ain't never heard about before. I know how to buy houses and sell houses, but when you start talking about materials to buy the house, to build a house, and dealing with the Home Depots to buy the materials, you went right over my head. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take that. Let him take coaching, because that's definitely worth a lot of money, because I watched it with him, and that's true. It's a lot of money in that. I had no idea. So yes, I would like to take my son's coaching classes. I'm sitting in front of these people's house. She said, I would like to take those classes and I would like to have your class, and I would like you to coach him. And I said, you know what? That's a smart parent, and I appreciated that. Because that's what we need. Forget all that football and soccer, y'all. Forget all these sports and these beauty pageants and all that stuff where we spending all this money on these children. They can't make no money off of that. It ain't no whole lot of money to be made. You turn around and put your kids in these classes. What are they doing with it? How many people? Y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, it boils down, you guys. We got to start putting our children in classes that they can benefit from. If you can't make no money off of that class, off of whatever you're in, put it like this, we got to invest in our children. If you can't make no money off of our children being in football class, football or baseball or basketball or soccer, if they're not, what's the odds of a person going pro? You got to ask yourself that. What's the odds of your child going to the pros and making millions of dollars? Damn near none. 1%. I think somebody told me they probably only draft 30 people. Don't quote me. I don't know sports, so they only draft less than 100 people a year. But we got millions of black people putting their children in sports every day, paying buku money to keep their children in basketball leagues and football leagues. Why? Because there's all hope. It's like buying a damn lotto ticket. We got to get out of the gambling, the hope, and get into the facts of, I know if I put my child in this real estate development class or webinar, he's going to unlock his brain, and he's going to become successful. It's guaranteed that if he starts building houses, it is guaranteed. You guys hear me? It is guaranteed if you learn how to build houses from the ground up and you find the right neighborhoods to buy land and start building, that you will become a millionaire. That is a guarantee. Why is that? Because housing costs are so expensive that it's ridiculous. Housing prices are going through the roof. So again, this whole thing started off with me talking about reparations and people getting the land. You got to ask yourself, okay, when you get the land, what are you going to do with it? Start preparing your children right now, because what's going to happen is if they turn around and say, you know what, we did you guys wrong. We're going to give you guys your 40 acres and a mule back. We're going to give it to you guys. It don't matter where they give it to you at. You got to ask yourself, do you know anything about 40 acres? Can you identify it? They can say, we're going to give you these 40 acres over here. If you don't know nothing about land, you'll be like, if you don't know anything about land, they will screw you and give you some bad land. There is a such thing as bad land. They will give you land that don't have no water on it. So you got to learn about land now. You don't have to wait till you go to college, put your children through college to learn about it. They can learn at 5 years old about land and wells. Does it have a well? Does it have an easement? Does it have a COC, certificate of compliance. They need to learn this stuff right now. At 10 years, 5 and 10 years old, you know, I know people that's 30 and 40 don't know nothing about land, but yet we talking about we want our reparations. Y'all better start learning about land now because it's a possibility we might get it, you know? So therefore it's time to learn about it and develop it, because if they give us that land tomorrow and say, okay, here go the land, we're going to have a gang of people who coming up to us, targeting us and charging us more money than it's really worth to do things that we could do ourselves. So I'll tell you this. I know most contractors are going to be making way more money than most doctors. I have very little respect for doctors in the Western world. I have so much respect for developers because they make all the money. They're the ones buying stuff up. They're the ones that's doing all the building. They're making billions of dollars right now, y'all. There is over 101 projects going on, construction projects going on in downtown LA by itself. Los Angeles is being gentrified in ways that y'all can't even imagine. I go sit in those boring meetings. I go ask all those questions of those people who are building up our communities. And who do I see sitting in those boring meetings with me? I see doctors saying, I want to invest my money in some of this construction stuff. So why is it that doctors even know? Yes, I've spent all that money to become a doctor and all the time in school to become a doctor, physical, a health doctor. But yet I still have to go over here and invest money into real estate construction, to buy land, to build property, to build strip malls. So why don't we just skip certain things and get straight to the investments, you guys? So again, I teach webinars, I teach classes, I give workshops about how to do this. I offer consulting. I give coaching lessons to people who want to learn this stuff. I have people that skipped college and say, we're just going to pay TJ to coach our children on how to do this land development, how to start businesses in gentrified cities that people are being relocated to. You being relocated to an area where they have no strip malls with people selling black hair supply products. There's nobody in that community that sells the food that you like to eat. So you got to get back on the freeway and drive all the way to LA. My little sister does hair and she has a customer that comes from Sacramento or something. I remember she was saying she comes down from Sacramento every other month to get her hair done. That's a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people do that, y'all. Why is that? Why would a person do that? They do that because LA has everything that we need. When you get to these other cities further out, they don't have anything like that. Why? Because people are not business minded. When you get somewhere and you identify that they're not selling things that you need, black hair products, black toothpaste, black soaps, black clothes that we like to wear, shoes that we like to wear, rims and tires that we like on our cars, stereos hooked up the way that we like them. Maybe it's time for you to start your own business doing that. So if you need my help, call me up. Go to my website, thomastjloftin.com. You know what I'm saying? Call me up for coaching. If you want me to come to your school or come out to your organization and speak on this stuff, call me up, email me, and let me know. Loftin Productions, LOF10 Productions at yahoo.com. Send me a form and let me know where y'all want me to come speak at, because this stuff is way beyond real, y'all. We got people who are out here being displaced every day because they don't know where to go. All they know is the rent is too expensive and I can't afford to live in California. Well, I tell you this, California is not expensive. LA County is expensive. You hear what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it again. California is not expensive. LA County is too expensive. What does that mean? That means there are affordable homes in cities in California that we most likely don't know nothing about. That's like an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Los Angeles. So you do not have to move to LA. You do not have to move to Atlanta to get a cheap, affordable, beautiful home. You don't have to move to Arizona. But I'm telling y'all this, if everybody's moving and leaving LA, we need to be kind of like trying to go to the same place. so we could be together and make some things happen together. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. If y'all need my help, y'all hit me, inbox me, or call me up, or go to my website. I'm telling y'all, this shit getting real. While I have the time to teach this stuff, y'all need to be reaching out to me so I can show y'all this game. I got the land development, I got real estate. I got business development, international business. I got all these classes. This stuff is getting real, and my name is getting more popular. So I'm traveling a lot, y'all. But give me a holler. I'm out.